Move over, the house that Jack built. Who's Watching Oliver is bound to get people upset with its blasé take of a murdering spree by a strange man. Warning, in this review, I will have some minor spoilers, but nothing you won't find out 5 minutes into the film, and just for discussion, for talking points, I think it's important that I address them. So I don't think it will ruin it for you. I really don't think that you'll mind, but I just wanted to put it out there. Who's Watching Oliver is an indie movie based around a strange, stereotypical outsider Englishman called Oliver, who wanders the streets of Thailand looking for victims to rape, torture, and kill in front of his mother on Skype. Yes, I said Skype. Yeah. And only when Oliver meets someone who takes a slight interest in him does he think, maybe I should stop? I found Oliver's character to be very flawed, and although it is expressed that he does suffer from a mental illness, and obviously most of this is due up to the fact that he was severely abused by his mother throughout his whole life, I found it very strange that Oliver was living in Thailand, yet his mother still had such a hold over him through Skype. And I get it. I understand that some people have these grooming effects over people, especially children, and they can totally have a hold over someone without them realizing it mentally. But this was a different situation to me. Because when Oliver, a grown man, masturbates in front of Skype to his mother on the other side while crying and saying he doesn't want to do it, you wonder why he doesn't close the computer and run. The only reason I took issue with this is because during the film, he does reach that breaking point, which makes you wonder why he hadn't before. But this is only one of my issues I had with Oliver. Oliver, played by one of the film's writers, Russell Jeffrey Banks, is somewhat of a stereotypical looking loner. He has the nerd characteristics right down to pushing his glasses back on his face, you know. It's a lot. I felt a little bit cheated by this. A man who sticks out like a sore thumb, he looks like a serial killer. That or Nerd's Revenge. But one thing I do applaud is Banks's transformation into the character. If you see this guy's before shot, you would not recognize it was the same person. Something I give major props for. This transformation was amazing. But I digress, back to the storyline. After a quick introduction to Mummy and a rape and kill, Oliver meets a beautiful woman who seems to take to him quickly. And what I mean by quickly is hang out for one day, fall in love quickly. She overlooks a lot of flaws in Oliver, obviously, and she relates to his struggle. But my issue is, what is the message here? What is the film trying to say? Fucked up recognizes fucked up? I found myself thinking over and over, is this just a slice of life film? Or is this film trying to say something that just went over my head? Of course, horror films don't always have to have a meaning, but when something is so brutal and disturbing, I hope that there is a reason for a rape and kill. Any reason. I just need a little bit of a sign. But it's not all bad. I do think that there are aspects of this film that niche audiences will really love. The killing is brutal, it has nudity and gore, the mother is the definition of evil and disturbing, and if you're a disturbing lover, you'll definitely want to give this one a spin. I got some bad boy Bubby vibes from this film, but I can't help thinking about the mess of the film. What is it trying to say? At times, I felt like they swapped character development with long montages. It was almost a dreamlike haze with blood spatter and rape. And the Romeo and Juliet concept didn't really work for me because the strangeness of their relationship, it seemed like it was forced. But again, I do feel like this film will work for some audiences because of its stylized approach, particularly with sound. The soundtrack was a mix of easy listening jazz that was spliced up with, well, with people. Here, I think the director was calling attention to the juxtaposition of the two, but to me, it said that killing isn't something that should be taken seriously. So again, I'm not sure what this film was trying to say. I'm saddened I didn't like this film more than I did. I'm not sure if it's just me not taking to disturbing films as much, or if it's disturbing films just trying to push some boundaries and be edgy without any reason. That being said, this is an indie film, so please keep that in mind while watching it. I did think the technical aspects of this film were pretty bang on. But for personal, I'm gonna have to give it a 4. For scare, I'm gonna give it a 6 because it is really disturbing and gory. And for originality, I'm gonna give it a 3. But I wanna know what you guys think. Have you seen Who's Watching Oliver yet? Let me know down in the comments. And if you have any more suggestions like this, please let me know. And I'll talk to you guys very soon. Stay spooky. Bye.